Hey guys, it's me again. Hope you're all doing very well. I uploaded a video earlier today, a review of Pig Hunt, so if you haven't checked that one out, please do so. While I've got the opportunity, I'm going to take the time out to review another film. Now, this is much different from Pig Hunt. This is a foreign film. It's from Hungary. So unless you can speak Hungarian, you're going to have to read some subtitles because it doesn't have a dubbed option. It was made in 2003, directed by Nimrod Anchel, who has since gone on to Hollywood to. He directed Vacancy, which is a Hollywood horror film. You've probably heard of it. But this is where it all started for Nimrod Anchel in his homeland of Hungary. It's a little bit like Alexander Aja with High Tension in France, and since then he's gone on to Hollywood. So this is pretty much the same thing for Nimrod Anchel. So yeah, this is his first film. This is a film I had heard nothing about. I didn't know existed. Saw it on Amazon UK. It was quite expensive, but I was willing to take the risk because it sounded like a very unique movie. So this movie is called Kontroll. Now, the story is as follows. This is set in the Budapest subway system, capital city of Hungary. And so yeah, life has turned upside down for brooding Bushku, a ticket inspector who patrols the platforms and trains of the city's underground network with a motley crew of colleagues. Bushku has forged a series of relationships with other long-term characters of this neon-lit world. The serial fare dodger, the shadowy serial killer, the veteran who's seen it all before, and the mysterious beautiful woman who rides the rails in her bear suit. So this is definitely a film that does not stay confined to one genre. It is of many, many genres. Now, the genres are thriller, drama, comedy, horror, and romance, all packed into one. And the film goes for 106 minutes, so it does go at a breakneck speed. It really has a very good pacing, and it doesn't follow one particular storyline. It's all pretty much just a free-for-all, and you just sit back and just see events unfold. There are no twists. It's pretty much, yeah, what you see is what you get. And as I said, it's something that you cannot take like any other film. That's why it's so unique, because it doesn't have a particular storyline. It's got many, many stories all put into one. So the thriller side of this film. So basically, I'll tell you the story of the characters in the film. We've got Bulshku, who's the main character, this guy here, and he's got some other guys in his ticket inspecting team. Now, what he does for a living, he patrols the Budapest subway system, and the ticket inspectors, they're doing all things like making sure people have got legitimate tickets, making sure people are behaving, and they get no respect, and everybody's trying to pull a shifty on them. They're trying to get free rides, they're trying to con them into doing things that bending the rules, and no one really respects them, and it really is an indication of how the real world is. You know, not all of us appreciate ticket inspectors because they're there to enforce the rules and give us fines if we haven't done something right. So they usually get the brunt of all abuse, and that's what they get in this film. It's actually quite funny, and it is actually, yeah, a very real sort of approach towards ticket inspectors. So anyway, this is just one team of ticket inspectors. There's many, and they're all very competitive, and they hate each other, and they're trying to determine who is the best ticket inspecting team. So they're fining people for no good reason to try and raise as much money. And every month they have a board meeting where all teams come together, and the boss of all ticket inspectors is telling them the rules, telling them the new rules, and telling them pretty much who the best team is. So they're all competing against each other, and it's really, really crazy because I've never seen anything like this before. So the thrilling part is there are quite a few people who try and dodge their ticket fares, and there actually are quite a lot of chase scenes, which are quite thrilling, very, very well shot. And you wouldn't expect such action from a film like this, but it really is. You know, it does have a lot of action in it. And the whole film, I might add before I go on, the whole film is set in the subway system. There is never a moment where they go out of the subway. There are no natural bright colours. All the bright colours are neon lights. So there's no sort of natural beauty to the film. It's all in the underground, and it's kind of like you're watching another world. Even though it's very real, it still feels like they're setting in another world. It's very surreal. As I said, a lot of neon lights, and those scenes where the neon lights are on the discos and all that kind of feels like he's in a dream. And there are some scenes where he does dream, and you kind of can't tell sometimes whether he's dreaming or it's real life. So that was also another very unique experience. So you got the thriller, the drama part of it. Bushku is a very complicated man. He's got a lot of problems. There's a reason why he stays confined to the subway. He is a bit afraid of the outside world for particular reasons that I won't go through. So he's a very real character. The other characters are very, very likable, but they're very, very weird at the same time. I mean, the guy sitting next to Bushku thinks he knows it all, but he doesn't really know as much as he thinks he does. There's another guy who passes out every time he gets too angry. He gets really, really angry and all of a sudden just passes out into his food. Really, really funny. And you've got all these other characters inside the subway system that are just will make you laugh. But it's a very dark sort of humour, so if you like that kind of thing, you'd probably get a lot out of this one. Then you've got the comedy element, as I said, the guy who dodges the ticket inspecting. He's funny because he's always getting chased. You've got the characters here, they fight each other, the ticket inspectors. They challenge each other to challenges, they fight each other. On the front here, they're bloodied because they got the shit beaten out of them by some football fanatics and all that kind of stuff. Really, really dark humour, but very, very funny. And then you've got the horror. There is a serial killer who pushes people onto the train tracks, so the ticket inspectors have their eyes open for this serial killer. There are some fairly disturbing scenes in this film. It's not a gore film. I wouldn't say it's overly violent, but there are some scenes that will shock you. They're not overly graphic, but they are quite hard to watch, especially one of them where a ticket inspector goes insane after he's copped all this abuse. He finally snaps, and there's quite a disturbing scene when he does what he does. So a lot of horror in it too, because as I said, the guy who's wearing a hood, the serial killer, you don't know who he is, and you kind of have you can kind of make up your own mind of who the serial killer might be, because they never really identify the serial killer. So you'll have in your mind who it might be, but you're never really sure. And he's always wearing a hood, so he's not exposed to anyone. So that was the horror side of the film. And then last but not least, you've got the romance side of it. Now the romance, Bushku has a crush on this woman in a bear suit. She wears this bear suit every time she's on the train. It grabs Bushku's attention, and there's a little bit of a spark there. So that's the romance side of the film. So all in all, I really, really like this movie. It is really unique, really funny, quite touching. There's some emotional sort of scenes, and there's a horror element. So it just combines to make a very, very unique film. And I've not seen any other film like it before. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend it because I enjoyed this thoroughly, and I'll watch it time and time again. It has a lot of replay value. The comedy isn't exaggerated, so it's not obvious where you should laugh. You can make up your own mind what you find funny and what you don't. It's that kind of movie. It's just dark humor more than straight out comedy, but it has a lot of it. Some scenes there that will make you laugh. I will leave a trailer in the link below, in the description below. I'll leave a trailer so you can check it out if you want, and if it looks like something for you, definitely get it. It's quite expensive on Amazon UK, I think. Well, when I got it, it was expensive, but it was definitely worth all the money because I love this film, and I'm sure a lot of you out there who like weird movies will like it as well. So that's my review of Control. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.